Lesson 16.4, Law of Cosines. In this video, we will use the law of cosines to find the missing length. What do you call more than one L? A parallel. Alright, law of cosines. So law of cosines, there are three different versions, but honestly, I just look at one version and consider it all versions. So typically, on a formula page, I will only put this one on. And I will just consider that the C could be any angle or any side, basically. And as long as the angle for that side we take the cosine of, we take the other two sides, square them, add them together, take and subtract 2 times them, and multiply it by the cosine of the angle that is on the other side of the equal sign. So it really doesn't matter what letter you use. It's just talking about a side opposite an angle, and that is what we're working with. So let's go ahead and take a moment and look at this. So, oh wait, come back for a second. When we look at this, you'll notice that our two sides, A and B, create the angle C. Okay, that is what we're looking at when we use these. We are given a side, an angle, and a side. That is why you saw at the start of the video it said SAS, because in order to use law of cosines, you have to have two sides that create one angle, the angle between them, right? So you have to have side, angle, side. All right, now let's go ahead and look at our lesson. So it says use the law of cosines, knowing that we have SAS, to find the missing length. All right, so in triangle FGH, G is 7.6 inches, H is 3.2 inches, and M of F is equal to 160. Find the length of F to the nearest tenth of an inch. Now, here's the thing. Right now, I've told you that we are using law of cosines on this. But in future problems, you may be given this without the directions of cosine. So you need to know, you need to always look to see if you have what you need in order to do this. So they gave us H, which is 3.2. They gave us G, which is 7.6. Sorry. They gave us the angle here of 160, and we're looking for F, which is across from it. We have to have the angle side angle side in order to go forward with cosine, the law of cosines. So now that we confirmed it, we'll just start plugging stuff in. We are looking for F. Okay, so we're looking for F. They gave us A, which is 7.6 squared. They gave us B, which is 3.2 squared. So we go minus 2 times 7.6 times 3.2 cosine of 160. Now, for the most part, this is calculator work. We can stick all this in our calculator, just like you see it, and we'll have F squared is equal to 113.7 inches squared. We can then take the square root of both sides so that we get F equals 10.7 inches squared. Now, when you do this problem, I know I wrote down 113.7 inches, but in my calculator, it says a lot more than that, right? It's 113.7 da 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 da. There's a bunch of stuff after that. Don't clear that and do 113.7 and square root it. Just square root the result and then round again. Always try to save your rounding to the very last step. You may physically write a rounding on your paper, but in the calculator continue forward until you get to the last step before you actually do your final rounding. Alright, but that's it. That's all you have to do. You literally draw a little picture to identify SAS, plug it into the formula, use some calculator work, get an answer. And that's how we use law of cosines. So I would like you to go ahead and do number 2 right now. And then when you're done, you can click continue to check and see how you did. Alright, so hopefully you drew your little picture. You can see that 4 and 5 create the angle for t, and that makes 60. And so then we go ahead and plug it in, find that t squared is equal to 21 centimeters squared. We square root, we get 4.6 centimeters, and then of course it says round to the nearest centimeter, so we round it up to 5 centimeters. And with that, that's how you use the law of cosines to find a missing length. Stay tuned to see how we use the law of cosines to find a missing angle.